Hello, it's Amy Rofale with the Friday Red Alert report from the Jerusalem Connection. And it's Christmas Day. Merry Christmas! As we wrap up Hanukkah 2 weeks ago, we now celebrate the birth of Yeshua. And I have to keep hammering down the point that the spirit behind Herod, who issued the death warrant against all the Jewish children of the day, little boys, in order to snuff out the baby Jesus, well, that same spirit seems to linger in various places, including terrorist organizations, of course, and, interestingly, on some U.S. college campuses. How can I equate a death warrant by an ancient ruler to the activities going on U.S. college campuses today? Well, it's indirect, but the dots are there. Clearly, terrorist organizations carry this same spirit, the age-old quest to snuff out the Jewish people out of the fear that salvation will come from it, which was the baby Jesus. The idea that the chosen people must be extinguished, well, that's nothing new. Currently, David Horowitz published a report on the internet, the 10 U.S. college campuses that are actively friendly to terrorist organizations. And by that, I want to connect the idea that if they're friendly to terrorist organizations, they're also then anti-Semitic. According to Horowitz's findings, published with the Freedom Center, Harvard, Columbia, and Brandeis are among the 10 leading universities named in the Freedom Center to be most friendly to radical Islamic propaganda and anti-Israel incitement. The list was calculated by adding up specific events and organizational activities that are funded directly or indirectly by terrorist organizations, including Hamas, the Muslim Brotherhood, and others. They conducted various activities and meetings and protests, including Israel Apartheid Week. In alphabetical order, the top 10 offenders of the U.S. most prestigious institutions that seem to be friendly to this anti-Israel incitement include Brandeis, Columbia, Harvard, Rutgers, San Francisco State, the University of California, Irvine, University of California, Los Angeles, the University of California, San Diego, the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor, and the University of New Mexico. Now, this is only the top 10. There are activities as such among all different campuses all over the United States from coast to coast. What they mean by campuses that are friendly to terrorist activity is that they offer these groups some sort of space, campus privileges, or resources that are not afforded to other student groups, including Christian groups or Jewish groups, right-to-life groups, other groups with political agendas and topics to discuss, or even social agendas. However, they give these Islamic groups and anti-Israel groups office space, permits, space in the quads and open areas to actively engage in their rhetoric. So my analogy here is that the state-sponsored death warrant issued by Herod is a few steps away from the state-sanctioned activities that are going on college campuses. Of the 10 universities I listed, many were actually public universities. Many received federal fundings, even if they're private. Tuition is being paid by parents and alum who support their universities with contributions, and they all may not know what's been this money can contribute to, which are these groups that are clearly anti-American and always anti-Semitic. We know nothing new is under the sun. We also know that God's will prevailed over Herod. His actions did not succeed. We can't all escape to the next college campus or the next city if we see these things going on. But we must recognize the sinister behaviors. We must publicize it and call it out. We must contribute to groups that combat it and make it known that we will not allow our tax dollars or our tuition dollars to willingly be funding these activities. At the very least, what resources are availed to these kinds of groups must also be allowed to the groups that are trying to counter it, debate it, or at least provide some sort of balance and opinion. So whatever university you live near or contribute to, I ask you to research what's going on that campus. Expose it, write letters, stop donating if that's what you do, if you donate to your alma mater. Think about ways that you can say that these groups are not okay, and at the very least, the groups that are there to stop them can also meet. Shavua Tov. Have a great week. Shabbat Shalom and Merry Christmas. The baby Jesus lived, and he still lives. Have a great day.